Day 4 of the Even Realities G2 AR glasses. This is the beginning of day 4. We just completed day 3 yesterday. And in that, one feature on the ring that we did not see active yet was the temperature. And this metric is to measure the variance of your temperature. So unlike some of the other ones where they're grading you based on a variance that's non-existent yet, this one seems to actually be waiting to give you that report until there is something to report. So day 3, it makes sense that you would then see at the end of day 3 a report as to the variance between day 1, day 2, and possibly day 3, depending on exactly how that report is generated. Now, day 1 really didn't have a full day, so I don't know exactly what these metrics, the details of these metrics, if it's a 24-hour period or how it's coming about with these metrics. Also, I take off the ring to wash my hands, to shower, as well as I've started taking it off even at the gym because I lift. And when I grab the bar, you have to kind of grab it with a little bit of strength there in order to lift the weight. And I can feel the ring crunching up against that bar, and I don't want to throw away an expensive ring just to lift what I would think is an average weight. So I've been taking it off at the gym, at least when doing sets. So there's that as well that may be interfering with the data collection. The phone registered a few hundred more steps than the ring did, but once again, that could be because I wasn't wearing it maybe on my finger at the gym the whole time. So there could be some of that going on. Once again, I'm not exactly sure what the exact measurements or when it decides to take a measurement, how it takes the measurements, and all that. But once again, with many of these health trackers, it really is about more of a variance, understanding when things are off a baseline as opposed to what that actual baseline is, because there's just going to be some inaccuracies in that, and not every variance necessarily is a health crisis. By the end of day 3, I was really feeling I do have the covers on here, but they're kind of a light rubber, so there's not a whole lot of padding. So I was kind of feeling it on the sides there. Maybe I need to think about some type of adjusting. I think the one of the concerns about doing any adjustments is that there may be some technology in around the screws or whatever's holding it in place here. Normal glasses, you can kind of make adjustments to them by bending the metal or the substrate. If you're talking about some of these plastics, you have to use a special type of heat lamp to heat up the plastic and then bend it. So those are the average ways you might make adjustments to glasses. And I'm not exactly sure that doing such things would be conducive to the continual operation of an AR glasses. So there would be interesting to see if there's any real instructions on what to do if you feel like maybe they're pressing in a bit too tight, or if you can lift them to adjust to ear heights and things of that nature. I think what's kind of good about these Even Reality G2 glasses is that they do seem to be focusing on wearability, on them being as close to regular glasses as possible. And because this, of course, they've really stripped away the maximum number of features that you can have. Once again, no speakers that I'm aware of, and no cameras. So I like the no cameras thing most of the time. I think there is some useful things that a camera could do beyond recognition of people, right? Is that You might be able to utilize that for calorie measurements, for, you know, bringing out clues about things you see in the world. So there could be some of that that you're missing with a camera. The speakers are really, because the actual letter interface is actually pretty good. The only thing that I'm missing with speakers is that ability to not have to put in earphones for a phone call, since these are linked to your phone, not have the ability to listen to music, and not be able to interact with the AI by listening instead of having to read screen. So those features aren't there, but that could be a good thing, because then they can focus on the features that they do have, which is the microphone and the display. They can really kind of focus on making those better. So sometimes focus allows for improvements. And of course, as one company improves their technology, it sets a new bar that the other ones will want to try to get to as well. So they're not going to be distracted by all those other features. They can focus on the interface and what can be done with a microphone. And I think there's a lot still that can be done with microphones as well. I was listening to a virtual class yesterday, and this is one of the key features I was hoping for. One speaker had their mic volume hotter than the other. So I was able to more easily hear one speaker, but then when the other speaker started speaking, they weren't as hot, they weren't as high volume when it came to their interaction with the microphone. So, you don't want to have to sit there and try to adjust your volume every time one speaker gets up versus the other, because of this difference in either mic placement or projection. This is where the AR glasses, especially the Conversate function, actually was a benefit, because it could hear things that I couldn't. Now, it doesn't get everything right, and if it's truly a whisper and you can see the person's mouth moving but no audible sound whatsoever coming out, neither I nor the glasses could hear what they were saying if it's not enough to even register in the speakers. But it really helped in those moments when you could hear that sound was coming out, but you weren't quite sure what the words were, because the volume on them was a lot lower than the volume on the other speaker. So these are like the key moments when having that Conversate function really shines as a feature for making these glasses more than just an expensive pair of glasses. So that's my experience starting off day 4. It's really a review of day 3, but we're starting off on day 4 using the Even Realities G2 glasses and R1 ring. I wish you guys all the success.